Hi, my name is Sarah Zuby, and I will be talking about the final chapters of Conundrum written by Jan Morris. In my last blog, I had talked about the patriarchy that erupted within Chapter 4. The patriarchy within Chapter 4 had stood out to me because she was treated as incompetent because she was seen as feminine while still in the male body. But now as her conundrum has come to an end and she is a woman in outer form as well, the different treatment of her is even more prevalent. On page 148, Jan claims having, in the second half of the 20th century, experienced life in both roles, there seems to me no aspect of existence, no moment of the day, no contact, no arrangement, no response, which is not different for men and for women. After Jan had her transformation, she got thrown into a total different perspective, not necessarily a perspective of her own, being she always felt like a woman, but a perspective of how society saw her. And now she is realizing that being from both sides, there is no aspect the same. She had to abandon all of her activities, social outings, and ranks of being a man, and now delve into the society of the women. So this demonstrates that gender roles do exist in society because people did treat her differently just for looking like a woman. Some examples of the gender roles that were displayed as different in the text were: if I assumed myself to be incompetent at reversing cars or opening bottles, oddly incompetent I found myself becoming. This quote exhibits that as soon as a person is identified as woman, they are seen to be quote-unquote incompetent. This further demonstrates the gender roles in society, as women are seen as lesser for simply being a woman. More examples include: men treated me more and more as a junior, and my lawyer in an unguarded moment one morning even called me my child. These quotes both recognize that Morris was not treated with the same respect as a man would be. She was seen as a child or junior, and the connotation of these words show that she has less power, needs to be provided for, has a lower leadership, and needs to be guided because children and juniors are not wise enough to make their own decisions or aren't capable enough of carrying themselves on their own. So this shows how just by being a woman you are automatically seen as a lesser in social status. Morris then claimed, so addressed every day of my life as an inferior, involuntary, month by month I accepted the condition. I discovered that even now, men prefer women to be less informed, less able, less talkative, and certainly less self-centered than they are themselves, so I generally oblige them. This quote spoke to me as sometimes that women do just accept that patriarchy exists, and it's too prevalent in our society that it is locked in and there's nothing you can do about it. And I especially see this in Morris's case because, in my opinion, I believe she thinks that her role as a woman is just to accept these things because she took the effort to transition to be in the society. And though she does not wish to be considered inferior, she is just happy to be a woman, even though all the roles of women are not satisfactory. These changes in her life she was so hypersensitive about stuck out to me because she didn't really realize what it was to be a woman or in that culture until she became one on the outside, figuratively. And even though she was a woman in a man's body, she still did not have first-hand experience on how women are treated by society, and that was a huge change for her. And it simply just showed how different they really are treated. Like, even though she was a woman in a man's body, she still didn't realize how differently they are being treated. And like in Chapter 4, she was treated different because she was feminine, but now she's really being treated different because she's a woman on the outside. So these final chapters really developed an informative view on how different women are treated simply by just being women. Thank you.